This broadcast of the ASEAN Basketball League may not be reused in any way, shape, or form without an express written consent of the ABL.
Go right there, another block by Delvin.
Wide open is Regulus. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in! CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lie. Oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net. Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for 3. That goes in. What a play! Good evening, sports fans. We welcome you to ABS-CBN Sports' and Virtual Playgrounds live and exclusive coverage of the ASEAN Basketball League. This is our 10th season in our rise to greatness as we are coming to you live from the Santa Rosa Sports Complex in Laguna, Philippines. And today we give you San Miguel Alab Pilipinas versus the Saigon Heat. Deja vu because 2 weeks back, this was the matchup right here in this same venue. So can San Miguel Alab Pilipinas duplicate their victories over Saigon Heat, or can the Heat go on the road and get that upset? We thank everyone for catching us live on ABS-CBN SNA, I Want Sports, also the different social media platforms of the ASEAN Basketball League and sports.abs-cbn.com. My name is Mix Gomez, and for tonight, I will be joined by the one and the only Mr. Game Time, Mix Bustos.
Great to be here, Migs. Again, basketball is again here in the country, and I can't wait for this game to start.
And of course, I mentioned already, Mix, these two teams competed against each other 2 weeks ago. Let's take a look at the standings, how everything has changed ever since.
Well, Mono Vampire is at solo first place with 12 wins. As you can see, Alab Pilipinas is at 9 wins together with the KL Dragons also at 9 wins. And there are a couple of teams that are inching closer towards that 3rd and 4th spot. Still a couple of more games to go, 8 to 9 more games to go. So it's still a lot of time for these teams, at least until the 7th placers, Singapore Slingers, to get a solid 3rd and 4th spot. Meanwhile, Saigon Heat is at a dismal 3-10 win-loss card. So again, for teams that are at the bottom of the standings, it's just best to take it one game at a time.
But you got to see the standings. It's going to be very interesting. Just a couple of games separating our teams, and certainly Alab Pilipinas will look to win their 10th game this time around. In the previous outing, unfortunately, for the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas team, it's their 2nd straight loss against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons.
Well, the Kuala Lumpur Dragons started off hot with an 11-point first quarter lead, and they were leading in scoring after the first 3 quarters, 51% from the field. They made 34 shots, and Will Artino dominated that game with 29 points and 10 rebounds for Kuala Lumpur Dragons. But now for the Saigon Heat, it was Alab Pilipinas' turn a couple of weeks ago to defend home court, and they scored 82-75. They won by 7 points. They dominated where it mattered, plus 15 rebounds and plus 11 assists compared to their opponents in the Saigon Heat.
There you go. The last outing of the Saigon Heat was here in the Santa Rosa Sports Complex. So can they get the revenge tonight against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas? That is the question. Now to everyone, I know everyone is expecting one guy to play tonight, Mr. Justin Brownlee. We have an update from our courtside reporter in her debut here in the ABL, Cristiana Di Mauna. She has something as an interview was held with Eric Menk earlier today.
Hi, I'm Cristiana Di Maunahan, here now with Alab Pilipinas assistant coach, Coach Eric Menk. Coach Eric, would you mind telling us the story behind Justin Brownlee?
I don't mind telling the story at all. You know, after the PBA season, the Governor's Cup, when they won, Justin agreed to play for us. He needed a little bit of a break after the Governor's Cup, which we were willing to give him. We knew he exhausted himself in that tournament. And we were just waiting, you know, in between his break. We got him a ticket. We were told that he was going to use the ticket. It's been rebooked several times. He's had several opportunities to board the plane. You know, we thought he was going to be here for our last game, and we definitely thought he was going to be here today. But up until now, you know, we've heard stories that he's on his way to the airport. We've heard stories that he's at the airport. But he hasn't boarded the plane to come back. So it's unfortunate because, you know, we're depending on his word. We'd like to think that he knows our game schedule, so he knows the situation that our team is in, and we're working very hard to improve our team in preparation for his arrival. So it's been a letdown the last couple times, but as always, we'll give our best effort, and we're still hopeful that he may join us or he may not. So we're still trying to figure out the situation. The only thing we know is that he's not here. We've expected him to be here, and it just hasn't happened.
Thank you so much, Coach. I hope the Alab Pilipinas team adjusts well given the sudden absence. Good luck in your game, Coach.
All right, so there you have it, the latest news on Justin Brownlee. So he will not be able to play tonight, unfortunately, for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Certainly a great chance for Saigon Heat to get that upset mix.
Well, at the same time, Nick King and Sam DeGuara has been the eventual mainstays, at least for the start of the season. And it's also a great opportunity for everyone, even the bench, to step up in the absence of Justin Brown.
As we talk about the world imports present at hand, let's talk about Sam Thompson. This guy for the Saigon Heat, he exploded the previous time around, a career-high 32 points alongside 11 rebounds against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Well, on 11 shots, 11 made shots, 47% from the field. As you mentioned, Migs, 32 points, but that was not enough. A career high for him. This 6'7", 201-pound world import for the Saigon Heat has been averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. So it's not only scoring for him, he can also do the playmaking work, he can also do the hustle work, and at the same time, the Saigon Heat will need that much production from him. And as you mentioned, this might be the opportunity to take advantage because Justin Brownlee, the other world import, is not present yet for Alab Pilipinas.
Well, of course, as we are talking about world imports, let's continue on with two of our imports. A matchup at hand today, we have Nick King versus Tyshawn Taylor.
Well, similar with Sam Thompson, who's been averaging 19 points. I think we should edit this. You know, it's not, instead of being goal-getters, they are goal-getters. You know, Nick King has always been there. He's always been one of the main scoring options for Alab Pilipinas. 19 points also with Tyshawn Taylor, 19 points a game. But the big difference is Tyshawn Taylor really gets it done in the playmaking end. 7 assists per ball game. He has the ability to draw the defense, make himself as a decoy, and passes it off to his teammates for better production and makes him look better inside the court.
Tyshawn Taylor has certainly learned with his NBA experience for the Brooklyn Nets under Coach Jason Kidd as well. And you mentioned Nick King as one of the go-to players in terms of scoring for Alab Pilipinas. One guy who has also been a great scorer for them, this guy is Jordan Heading, 26 points in the previous time around, a known shooter for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
It's a good time for Jordan Heading to break out. He hasn't been really consistent in terms of point production. He's had a couple of games where he would only score 5, 8, or 9, but then they needed this. 26 points although in that losing effort against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. But then, if you're Coach Jimmy Alapang, you would always want to take a look at the bright side. That's actually a good sign for them because you now know that you have another scoring option in Jordan Heading.
There's Jordan Heading. 1 point shy of his career high in their previous game, and you saw the three-point shooting very efficient from the field, very effective for Alab Pilipinas. On the other end of the floor for the Saigon Heat, one of their world imports actually struggled in their previous match against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Malcolm White, the big guy, just missing out on a double-double against, of course, matched up with Sam De Guara.
Well, if you are Malcolm White, you would want to exploit the speed advantage over Sam De Guara if you get to, attack that on the other end. Every time when he's in the court, he can also rebound, he can also assist, he can also do the hustle, do the effort, because you would want to leave the scoring to Thompson, and why the intangibles maybe, make that Taylor rather, the intangibles maybe you can give that to Malcolm White.
It's going to be very interesting how he is going to be able to bounce back today against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Now let's go to our arena announcer, Top Juliano, to introduce our teams and our national anthem.
Good evening, Santa Rosa, Laguna, and we welcome you back here at the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Sports Complex as we bring you the Sunday Showdown in the 10th season of the ASEAN Basketball League. This time it's the Saigon Heat of Vietnam up against our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Live via ABS-CBN SNA and brought to you by Virtual Playground. And now let's call out the teams. First, the visiting Saigon Heat. Number 1, Sam Thompson. Number 3, Quang Tran. Number 4, Vincent Nguyen. Number 5, Michael Soy. Number 10, Malcolm White. Number 12, Justin Young. Number 15, Tyson Taylor. Number 20, Chris Durker. Number 23, Tom Din. And number 30, Tim Well. Head coach for the Saigon Heat is Kevin Yurkus. Assistant coach is Matthew Van Pelt. Once again, the Saigon Heat from Vietnam. And now, give it up for our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas! Number 2, 6'3", at forward, Sharon Maya Gray. Six-four forward, number 3, Lo Domingo. And 6 foot flat point guard, number 5, Jason Brickman. Standing 6'7" at center, number 13, Shadi Rangel. A 6'3" forward, number 15, Jordan Heading. Also standing 6'3" at forward, number 18, LV Louis Vigil. Standing 7'6" at center, number 21, Sam De Guara. A 6'7" forward, number 24, Brandon Ganuelas Rosser. Standing 6'2" at forward, number 27, AA, Aaron Aben. A 5'11" guard, number 30, Andre Karakin. And at 6'7" forward, number 55, Nick King. Head coach for the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is Jimmy Alapag. Assistant coaches are Mac Cuban, MC Abolosson, and Eric Meng. Once again, our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
All right, back to the coverage here in the Santa Rosa Sports Complex in Laguna, Philippines for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat. We talked about the players to watch for today. We also have some keys with Mix Bustos that we're going to need to, take cover as well. So these keys are the ones that we're going to be guarding all night long. Some keys for Alab Pilipinas. First up, Migs, please do the honors.
All right, keys to the game, keys to victory for Alab Pilipinas. I think 1 and 2 should come together. First is the use home court advantage. Take it, take it one step at a time and take it in that you are playing for a home country. And when you have that confidence, when you have that motivation, it is automatic that you will start on as aggressive as you can. And at the same time, it only pays not to be aggressive, but also to be able to maintain that aggressiveness once you get the lead early. And your goal is to get the lead early. The thing is, the bigger challenge is you have to be able to control, you have to be able to maintain that lead, to maintain that momentum until the end game.
That's a great point because the previous time, Saigon Heat gave us a scare here in the Santa Rosa Sports Complex, almost getting back in the game, just being down by as small as 4 points before that Deguara dunk at the end game. Now let's talk about the Saigon Heat, their keys to the game.
One of the biggest challenges for teams like Hong Kong, Macau, Saigon is the more or less on how the locals, on how they will produce. As you can see, locals should step up. It shouldn't be just the imports for the Saigon Heat, such as Taylor, White, and Thompson. If you can get production from guys off the bench, such as Nguyen Tran, also Justin Young, that will be a big key for them, not only during the first or the third quarters, but consistently all throughout the game, not necessarily on points, but if you can get them to hustle, if you can get them to rebound, if you can get them to fill the gaps, that will be big keys for the Saigon Heat.
Let's see who the local players that will step up for the Saigon Heat in tonight's ball game. We'll take a break first. When we return, it will be Saigon Heat versus San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. All right, we're back here in Santa Rosa for your ASEAN Basketball League, the 10th season in our rise to greatness. Let's talk about the starters for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. We have Jason Brickman, Sam Deguara, Nick King, alongside Jordan Henning and Lawrence Domingo, the most loyal player of Alab Pilipinas. Of course, this is his 3rd year playing for the blue and white. He will be starting in today's ball game. And then for the Saigon Heat, let's take a look at the starters. We have Tam Din alongside Tyshawn Taylor, Malcolm White, Sam Thompson, and Justin Young. So you mentioned, Mix, at the top of the coverage that we're going to be expecting some locals to perform very well. To start things off, we have Tam Din and Justin Young, 2 players who should be able to perform for their squad.
Also, don't count out Dang Kwa Tan from the Saigon Heat. He's also spark plug off the bench. I like the insertion of Coach Jimmy Alapag, putting in Lawrence Domingo and Jordan Henning into the starting lineup. Usually, Henning and Domingo come off the bench. Domingo is a spark plug when it comes in terms of hustle, crashing the boards, not necessarily on the offensive end, but Jordan Henning, I would assume that he's getting the start because of his great game on their last outing.
We mentioned 26 points for Jordan Henning on 8 3-point shots in the previous outing. Lawrence Domingo getting the start ahead of Jeremiah Gray. This is Mix Gomez alongside Mix Bustos and Cristiana Dimahunan, our courtside reporter for this evening. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas looking for win number 10, and the Saigon Heat looking for win number 4. This team has struggled, losing 5 out of their last 6 outings. Let's see if they can bounce back here in the Philippines. Saigon Heat will get the first possession. Tyshawn Taylor going to Sam Thompson. Tam Din. Taylor defended by Brickman, using that pick by Malcolm White. And that's a turnover. Good defense by Lawrence Domingo.
Good help. He recognized where the ball was going and they got that steal.
Nick King on the handoff. They go to Jordan Heading. Oh, he's wide open, left by the defender, but he misses. Batted for the loose ball. There's the energy of the 4-year guy, Lawrence Domingo. Jason Brickman, pick up top. Onto Big Sam Deguara, hearing it from the crowd. No bounce, put back is good for Nick King.
Nobody boxing out Nick King, and that might actually work as a disadvantage if you put Sam Deguara out there, because there may be no rebounders, and great adjustment by Coach Jimmy Alapag going on a zone early on.
It's going to be very interesting as they switch things up defensively. Now there's a foul against Big Sam. Malcolm White goes to the floor. You know, Big Sam has to be careful with his fouls as well.
Because everybody, of course, will look to attack Sam Deguara. That was actually a foul off the ball. At the same time, you can go either way. If you could go with Sam Deguara, feed him in the post, because virtually nobody can stop him. Mano a mano.
Well, he's the tallest guy on the floor, that's for sure. He is the tallest guy in Italy and Malta.
Maybe in the league.
Yes. Tamdin from downtown, too strong. Rebounded by Big Sam. Here comes Nick King. They go to Heading, wide open once again. No. Batted for the loose ball. Look at the hustle from Big Sam, but it ends up with the Saigon Heat. Taylor, cross court. Young onto Sam Thompson, and he delivers from downtown.
Great ball rotation. And Sam Thompson, you can actually not give him that much space, and he can shoot it even though there's a defender in front of him.
Sam Thompson, 6'7", forward. Former player of Ohio State. Former teammate of D'Angelo Russell. Nick King pounding his way through. There's a whistle here.
3 in the key. That's what I'm talking about. If you put in Sam Deguara so much inside, that is the disadvantage. As we can see, this great ball rotation. And that was actually a great screen by Tan Tam Din. That's why the defense was late and he was able to knock it down.
Saigon Heat, 3-2. They go back to Thompson. Tam Din now at the corner. Swing it. Thompson, this time on the right wing, and he puts it in.
Back-to-back threes. Again, great ball rotation is the Saigon Heat. Not really much of a one-pass, one-shot possessions for the first previous sequences for Saigon.
Sam Deguara looking to answer back. It looks way too easy for the big guy.
That is just a great show of patience by Sam Deguara.
Malcolm White on the other end, trying to use his quickness. Does not get the bounce, and here come Alab Pilipinas. Brickman onto Big Sam. Looking for a teammate. Jason is there. 12 on the shot clock. Brickman. Deguara, good seal. He only needed one hand to finish that play.
That was actually a semi-alley-oop. Wow.
That's got to be the chillest alley-oop I've ever seen in my life.
But then Tyshawn Taylor answering back for the Saigon Heat.
Great move by Tyshawn Taylor. Let's go to our courtside reporter, Cristiana Di Maunahan.
The build-up of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in the first 3 quarters on their last game against the Heat saw them through at the final buzzer. However, they started slow against the Dragons last Wednesday, and that eventually led to a 12-point loss. Nicholas King has his mindset on continuing to play his game and dominating offensively to help bring the team to victory. He expects everybody to step up tonight as they aim to start strong and finish stronger against the Saigon Heat. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will work to tame the Heat's leading scorer, Sam Thompson, on the quest for win number 10. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Cristiana, for that report. Welcome to the broadcast team here in the ABL. And that's a great point. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, they were down 9-20 early in the first quarter in the previous match. But Jason Brickman looking good here in the first. Malcolm White cannot answer back. He goes straight to the floor. And here come the white shirts. Nick King, no look, onto Heading. No! One guy ahead. Malcolm White was just waiting for that basketball. Does not have the numbers, decides to attack, and he turns it over. It will be Alab Pilipinas basketball.
I like what Saigon is doing, pushing the tempo, because they are quicker, as we can see the semi-alley-oop for Sam Deguara by Jason Brickman. He recognized that the target hand was there, and right on point is Jason Brickman. At the same time, Alab Pilipinas can also push the tempo, just like what the Saigon Heat is doing, but at the same time, they have to get back on the transition defense if they want to play the style of play or game of Saigon Heat.
There's a foul here. Tyshawn Taylor called for that reach as Jason Brickman trying to penetrate. It will be a baseline inbound for Jordan Heading.
And at the same time for Jordan Heading, if I were him, not to get demoralized, as we can see this great baseline inbound for him. He's 0 out of 3 so far, but for shooters, just keep on shooting.
That's what we say. Ooh, Nick King goes down. Tam Din cannot convert on the play. With Jordan Heading bringing down that basketball. Go to the other side, Nick King. Oh, good pass. Domingo with the fake. Basket and one.
I like the extra pass down low and giving confidence to Lawrence Domingo. Usually Domingo goes straight up top, as we can see this Nick King. The defense helped. Domingo was there. Pump fake. And one.
Gotta love the energy that this guy brings. To your point, Migs. Coach Jimmy Alapag opting to change the starting lineup. And this guy, Lawrence Domingo, who has already felt that national pride for, of course, Team Philippines. There you go, in his 4th year for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Also a great guy to hang around with.
And one more thing for Lawrence Domingo, for him to be a constant threat on offense, he has to be able to knock down his free throws.
There's a whistle here, offensive foul called against the Saigon Heat.
A lucky break for them. At the same time, going back to Lawrence Domingo, he's not known as a great free throw shooter. And there were a couple of games in the past, since you mentioned it's his 4th year, there were a couple of games in the past that free throws were actually a letdown. And if he can improve that, he can be a mainstay and a better option for offense.
Now this guy's a good option for offense. Jason Brickman on the hook shot.
Against the Saigon Heat, they only scored 5 points in their last outing, but had 14 assists. Just another day in the office.
14 assists.
Yeah.
Which is actually normal for him, right? The leading assists man in the league, Jason Brickman. Sam Thompson fading away. No go. Here's Nick King. Commanding the offense, up by 4. King looking for Deguara, who was sealing inside. Sam on the post up.
Triple team.
Teammate. Brickman slicing through, passing to King. 8 seconds, Nick King, he scores on the mid-range.
As I mentioned, the triple teaming Sam Deguara. If he can take advantage of that split second, actually the defense will be depleted. You can look for an open guy during that opportunity.
Tough shot on the other end for Malcolm White against the outstretched arm of Sam Deguara. 15-11, Nick King with a fake. They go to Domingo, now swinging it to Jordan Heading. Brickman, 2-man game. You go to King, not much space right there. Good pass on to Domingo.
Better ball movement by Alab Pilipinas during this game.
And you gotta love the off-the-ball movement as well of Lawrence Domingo. Miss here for Malcolm White. We talked about his game, only 10 points. In the previous match against Alab Pilipinas, he is looking aggressive here, but he has to convert his shots. Nick King, pull up. That's good once again.
You actually create confidence when you play better as a team.
Right on cue. Tyshawn Taylor, no teammate needed on that play.
But as I say that for Alab Pilipinas, that's why Nick King is able to knock down tough shots. It's because they get good ball movement. Actually, results are coming in when you play as a team, and that gives you better confidence, better morale to execute on your shots.
Jason Brickman with an air ball on that shot. Chadi Rangel is set to check in for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. As we take a look at the replay, Nick King with that fake, he fires and scores for Alab Pilipinas to score 19-13. Back for more of your ABL Sunday. Tyshawn Taylor dashing through the defense and showing us some magic in the air as he scores for the Saigon Heat. And so far, the 3 world imports have scored for the Saigon Heat. 6 for Thompson, 5 for Taylor, 2 for Malcolm White. The problem is the locals have not contributed in scoring.
Well, it's still too early to be able to conclude that the locals will be able to give production, but at the same time, it's not necessarily just on points. If they can play their role, if they can just execute on their plays, actually give it to their imports, give it to their main scoring options, then I think that is enough contribution for the locals if they can play their roles properly and perfectly for the Saigon Heat.
Tyshawn Taylor commanding the offense. They have Chris Durker, first time in the ball game here. One of the proud products of Vietnam. Alley-oop, almost a highlight. But there's a foul given up by Lawrence Domingo.
Well, Tyshawn Taylor actually just waited for a couple of seconds. He was timing it with Sam Thompson. He waited for a signal for the defense of Sam Thompson to commit, so everybody will look to that 2-man game and actually create some misdirection. When the lob was put up, Lo Domingo was actually late. That is why we arrived at this situation.
Duty foul, as we can call, for Lawrence Domingo, preventing the automatic 2 points. Sam Thompson making the free throw, and this is the player that you mentioned a while ago, Migs Quatran. He provided a scare in the 4th quarter against Alab Pilipinas.
Well, this guy is a guard and definitely can hit the outside shots, and can match up defensively against the quicker guards of Alab Pilipinas.
Lawrence Domingo, that's a goaltend. Not sure why it was a late call, but that's 2 points for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Lawrence Domingo starting off hot in this game, 7 total points.
That's why he's still in there, not just providing energy on defense, but getting it done. I believe he hasn't missed a shot today.
Pass inside, Durker taking his time, put back is good.
Chris Durker can be one of the guys to be able to give some timely shots for Saigon Heat. He's not as big, he's not as tall, but he's solid.
Chris Durker, the first pick in the VBA, the year 2018. Very promising player of their country. Nick King will miss, battle for the loose ball. That's a foul against Shadi Rangel.
Rangel getting some minutes now early on in the 1st quarter. Well, VBA, the Vietnamese Basketball Association, is one of the prime leagues in Vietnam. Besides players playing in the VBA, they also transitioned to Saigon Heat for the ABL. Like David Arnold, one of the veterans for Saigon Heat, also played in the VBA.
A lot of marquee players here for Saigon Heat have obtained awards already. Later on, we'll break them down as they play. Substitutions here, Jordan Herring checking back in for Jason Brickman. He's going to be with Brandon Ganuelas Rosser, Louis Vigil, Shadi Rangel, and Nick King.
And they go back to a zone now. Jordan Herring will play the point.
There's another 3-point shot for Sam Thompson, but he misses. There's Jordan Herring. Nick King now. They go to Louis Vigil at the top of the key. 2 screens. Vigil going right. Louis Vigil. Oh, he puts it in off the glass.
Quick first step against the smaller Tran is Louis Vigil.
Louis Vigil, one of the greats of UST, a champion himself in the Pro League. Here's Nick King, defended by Quatran. They go to Herring. Swing it back to Louis. Nick is open for a while. Screen up top. Nick King. Vigil has 7 seconds to work with. Decides to fire. That's too strong. And it's rebounded by Saigon. Tyshawn Taylor. Good recovery by Alab Pilipinas. Turnover here. Pass was too strong from Chris Durker.
But he thought that Tyshawn Taylor was going to cut back door. As we can see this, Migs. Vigil was there. Actually, that was the screen. And that was the split-second quick first step against Quatran. That's why he was able to finish strong.
23-17 our score, under 50 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter. Here's Jordan heading. Still looking for his first three-point shot. Oh, no foul called. Rosa trying to seal inside. Jordan, pass to Brandon. Set, fire, miss. There's a foul on the loose ball. And that's against the Saigon Heat.
That is against
Justin Young.
Second foul for team foul.
So far, so good for Alab Pilipinas. They've been playing well as a team, especially great ball movement during the start of the first quarter. Not really much one-and-done possessions, although they can. If Nick King gets the rebound, he can take it all the way. If you pass it down to the post to Sam Deguara, most likely he'll just take it. But they've been patient. They've been moving the ball well, at least 3 to 5 passes to get a better shot.
Heading now, operating. Pass on the last second. Oh, good feed. Back to Domingo. That's coming from Brandon Rosser.
4 out of 4. Lourdes Domingo has not taken a seat today. And going back to fundamentals, when you want to go zone, you want to block the passing lanes. That's why Coach Jimmy Alapag is telling the boys to raise your hands up.
7 seconds to work with. Tyshawn Taylor up top, dancing with it. Tyshawn, tough shot. He misses, and that's going to do it for our first quarter action. A great start for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, just as Christiana mentioned in her report. They're up by 8 after 1. Jason Brickman finding Sam Deguara in that mini alley-oop. Beautiful to see, to the delight of the crowd. That's also beautiful to see. Tyshawn Taylor attacking the defense of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, going off the glass and in. Of course, Nick King, he will always deliver with the blue and the whites, especially on their home floor. Lourdes Domingo, there's your loyal San Miguel Alab Pilipinas player. 4 years with the squad. And because of his reduction, Alab Pilipinas is up by 8 after 1. You can just go to our social media platform. Second quarter action here. This is Mix Gomez alongside Mix Bustos and our courtside reporter Christiana Di Maunahan. Our score 25-17 after 1.
57% Alab Pilipinas on 12 shots, 12 out of 21, and that is a result of great ball movement, great patience, and just looking for the best shots available during their possession.
Here they come once again. Good block by Tam Din. That guy was an MVP himself in the VBA, Tam Din. Here's Coatran. Back to Tyshawn Taylor. Asking for some space. Tyshawn has 10 to work with. Kicking it out. Now to the corner. Durker. Dribble. Pull up. Too strong. Oh, good tip in by Sam Thompson.
One of the better possessions for Saigon Heat. Although nobody boxing out on that end. That's a shot that you will have to take.
Domingo looking for a teammate. There's Jordan heading. Screen up top by Rangel. Jordan kicking it out. Good swing. Canuelas Rosser. He puts it in from downtown.
That's what I'm talking about. Continued sharing the basketball, resulting in great things for Alab Pilipinas.
Almost a highlight from Tyshawn Taylor. A miss, and now Alab Pilipinas is running. Louis Vigil. Sorry, miss. Counter run. Taylor, bounce pass onto Thompson. Losing the handle, but it ends up with Coatran. Thompson onto Coatran for 3. Miss, rebound Domingo.
Heading still manning the point. This is the unit that ended the first quarter.
Jordan Heading was inserted to replace Jason Brickman. He decides to fire, another miss. So he still hasn't gotten his shot. But as you said, shooters are gonna shoot, but this guy, he's gonna put it in once again, Louis Vigil.
Well, Louis Vigil deciding not to put it back out. He knows that he is bigger than his opponent, his matchup in Tran, and showing us his post moves. Shades of his playing days with the Growling Tigers.
Quatran, pass inside. Oh, what a block by Rosa! And here come Alab Pilipinas. Up by 11 with the momentum. Domingo, handoff to Rosa. They go to Vigil. He's open for a while. He decides to step back and operate. Vigil will fire. No. Quatran onto Thompson. Open, tapped in. Still scoreless here. But he gets the ball back. Durker goes flying. Now he's on the ground as Quatran will miss. That's very dangerous. Durker is still on the floor.
Well, that was a wild sequence before that shot was put up. As we can see, this Louis Vigil actually decided not to put it out. He has a bigger body and a basic post move by Louis Vigil. But what happened after that was a Rangel. Actually, Rosser blocked Durker on that sequence. And what happened after that is there was a collision between Rangel and Durker.
A technical foul was signaled. It's going to be against Chris Durker. So Jordan Heading will proceed to the free throw line.
Well, he was livid that there was no call away from the ball. And one observation, Migs, for the Saigon Heat, as I see Chris Durker now, that he was signaling that he was elbowed to the solar plexus by his matchup there. So we can see this again, Migs.
This is the replay. There's the contact with Rangel. Did you see it?
Well, actually, that was arguably just not really an intentional bump. Because I think Rangel didn't really see Durker from his vision. And that was just the impact of the collision. That's why he felt a pain on his abdomen.
That's just very unfortunate for the Saigon Heat. Jordan Heading looking to add to the fire, and he will be fouled once again.
And one thing I observed, Mix, from the Saigon Heat, at least for the locals, is there is not much sense of urgency, at least for Tran and Durker. When I say sense of urgency, it's a body language, it's the aggressiveness, it's the hustle, it's the speed on how you move, speed on how you defend, on how you rebound, on how you work on the cuts. And I believe that the locals of Alab Pilipinas is doing a better job compared to the local guys of the Saigon Heat.
Yeah, we're seeing the off-the-ball movement, the energy that started with Lawrence Domingo in the first quarter. Heading at the line once again, the Phil Aussie. Miss on the second. Big Sam tried to tap it. He will be called for a foul. It's 2 fouls on Big Sam. Remember, he has to be careful. Usually in foul trouble for Alab Pilipinas. 32-19 our score.
4 out of the 5 starting guys for Alab Pilipinas. Brandon Rosser completing that one off the bench.
Taylor swing it to Thompson. Another 3 and he puts it in.
That is the what you call zone busters. When you play the zone defense, you have to be able to run against the shooters.
And Thompson has been shooting very well. His third 3 on the night. Had back-to-back to start the ball game. Teguara inside, taking his time, and he puts down the hammer.
Basic moves for big men. When you get it up top, you don't put it down, so you can finish up high and down hard.
Boy, are you not entertained? It started very slow, but it ended with a highlight. Let's go back to our courtside reporter, Cristiana de Maunahan.
With a physical game between Samuel Deguara and Malcolm White, Lawrence Domingo steps up by crashing the boards aggressively and recognizing open lanes to cut. He is finishing Nick King's excellent passes and now has enough confidence to create shots for himself. he has not missed a single shot so far. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is exhibiting impressive ball movement and great chemistry. Nicholas King believes that with this level of energy and teamwork, they can get by just fine with or without the much-awaited Justin Brownlee. Back to you guys.
There you go. Thank you so much, Christiana. No problem for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. So we saw the efficiency of Lawrence Domingo in the first quarter. Now Sam Deguara looking dominant inside.
What the past 2 possessions have been for Sam Deguara. So you can see this double, triple team. He didn't really put it down below his waist. You can see this again, monster jam. And actually basic moves for big men, for the ones who are starting out, for the kids, for the high school kids, for the college players. You know, you must go back to basics. Once you get it inside, just got to put it up and finish strong.
Big Sam Deguara on the free throw, 36-22, 5 minutes and 55 in the second. Thompson on to Cuatran at the corner. Zone defense still implemented by Alab Pilipinas. Thompson on to Durker. Ooh, almost a travel. 7 to work with. Cuatran spinning. Pass onto Thompson. Fake. Sorry, that's Tyshawn Taylor as he puts it in on the mid-range.
Basic one dribble and pull-up jump shot. He recognized that Nick King's momentum was going there. A great recognition by Tyshawn Taylor.
7 points for Mr. Taylor. Lead down to 12. Inside once again. Deguara will score.
Just basic post moves. It's also the footwork by Sam Deguara. That's why he is able to knock down his shots.
Deguara with the board now. Just towering over everyone. Cuatran, bounce pass. Oh, what a beautiful feed at the last second. That's not going to count for the Saigon Heat. The foul is on the floor.
Basket fouls on number 15, Jordan Heading. Second foul,
Jordan Heading called for that foul. Lawrence Domingo checking back in for Alab Pilipinas.
Twenty-two seconds on the shot clock. Louis Vigil coming in for Jordan Heading.
Louis Vigil checking back in for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Baseline inbound. Sam Thompson on to Tyshawn Taylor. They're looking for Thompson. His shot has been working and he misses right on cue. Brickman stopping, passing. Nick King down the middle. Kick out. Vigil for 3. Too strong. And the Heat are running. Tyshawn. Oh, what a 1-2. Just missing it. Ball out of bounds. It will remain with the red shirts. Timeout called here, 38 to 24 hour score, 4 minutes and 39 remaining in the second. We're back here in Santa Rosa, Laguna, Philippines. We have our smile cam. Come on, don't be shy. Smile. Yeah, that's what we want here in our ABL Sunday. People enjoying the action between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat. A lot of beautiful people on the crowd. And of course, rocking the jerseys, the red and the blue as well for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And some more beautiful people present here. All right, 4 minutes and 39 in the second. Alab Pilipinas is up by 14, 38-24 our score.
Thing now for Saigon Heat is they can take advantage of their speed when Deguara is inside, especially when they get stops. Because automatic, Sam Thompson and Tyshawn Taylor can run the break while Deguara is down low, rushing to the other end.
Jump shot here, a miss for Sam Thompson, rebounded by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
At the same time, the advantage of Alab Pilipinas is they can just continuously feed Sam De Guara down low, especially that Durker. The smaller Durker is guarding him.
You haven't seen Malcolm White for a while now. Ball ends up with Sam Thompson and he scores inside.
And that might be the strategy for the Saigon Heat. If Malcolm White is outside, they can actually run the break with a smaller Durker guarding Sam De Guara. They can actually outrun Alab Pilipinas, the Saigon Heat, during the sequence to end strong in the second quarter.
Domingo onto Nick King. Mid-range shot. Miss. There's the height of De Guara. Oh! One more time inside!
That's the thing. You have to double your effort on boxing out. Double, triple effort on boxing out Sam De Guara.
You mentioned the speed advantage for Saigon Heat. Height advantage on the other end for De Guara. But we have Vincent Nguyen delivering at the corner.
And at the same time, if you have a smaller lineup, you can actually go at the front court and pressure that basketball.
Jason Brickman left open. That's way too easy for the former finals MVP.
And one of the first shots attempted by Jason Brickman today. And that is an unsportsmanlike foul, advantage foul by Tyshawn Taylor. Kind of an offside if you will compare it to football. And you cannot do that. You cannot foul an opponent, especially when there is an advantage.
Used to call that the clear path foul. So Brickman will proceed to the line. No rebounders needed for this one. 43-29. That's 2 in the possession for Alab Pilipinas. 3 minutes and 8 in the second here.
Well, big free throws. I was supposed to say big free throws for Jason Brickman. If he knocks at least one, they can hit a 3 on the next possession. That can be a 4-point swing.
And there's that one from Jason Brickman. They will have the possession here as Malcolm White checks in for Saigon Heat.
You can see this.
There's the foul as Nick King was bringing down the basketball. 3 minutes and 8, sideline here. Brickman. Oh, once again wide open, but he misses. And now there's an open court for Sam Thompson. Almost a great athletic play, but he misses. Nick King, bounce pass onto Domingo. Oh, what a move!
A great show by Lawrence Domingo just to fake it up and use actually Sam De Guara as a screen for him to get some space down low.
Thompson at the corner. Cannot answer. Malcolm White tapping it. That's going to be a whistle against the white shirt.
We can see this again. Nick King running the break for Lawrence Domingo.
Two fouls on Lawrence Domingo, 46-29. 2 minutes and 36 in the second. Brandon Rosa checking back in for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Well, Malcolm White now is in the ball game to be able to stop Sam De Guara. Well, he's out. At the same time, they can take advantage of the heftier White down low.
Second free throw right now for Malcolm White. 10 points and 9 rebounds in their previous matchup. The miss on that one. Lead is 16.
Well, Louis Vigil getting some extended minutes.
Vigil looking to operate. They go to King. Now onto the left side, Domingo. Teammate Rosser onto Jason Brickman. 3 seconds and Brickman, he will score.
And he has that ability, Jason Brickman, to be able to operate and to score when he wants to.
Timeout here, 48-30 our score. Back here in Santa Rosa, Oh, we have our kiss cam. Hopefully the people will see it on the screen. And maybe they can show us a kiss to try to pump up the crowd. Oh, Anton Ross is here. Anton, come on. That's Anton and his friend who we brought tonight. Anton. Just avoiding it. And the rest of the crowd. We've seen some 2 weeks ago, Migs. Some were able to give us some kisses before Valentine's.
Well, just hopefully not necessarily on the lips. You can give a friendly kiss on the cheek. I like to call it in the Philippines, beso beso.
Yes.
Cheek to cheek.
But none were given right there. Back to our action, 2 minutes and 12, 48-30 our score. Tyshawn Taylor in the Saigon Heat looking for answers here. Justin Young inside to Malcolm White against Rangel, taking his time and he banks it in.
Slowly but surely for the Saigon Heat, you're still at the early stage of the ball game, and if I were the imports, if I were the scorers for the Saigon Heat, is you must not look at the score. Just run your plays, go to the basics, go back to basics, and this is still a long ball game. If they can finish strong in the second quarter, trim this lead at least to single digits, then they have a good chance of getting the momentum in the third quarter.
Saigon Heat, remember they were down in the first 3 quarters in the previous matchup against Alab Pilipinas. The fourth quarter was that time that they were able to come alive. Brickman going down the middle, kicking it out. Vigil now, 10 seconds. Wild pass, it ends up with Nick King, defended by Thompson. 4 seconds remaining, Vigil. Can he get the handle? Rangel, oh, he beats the buzzer.
That is a bailout shot for Alab Pilipinas, and that is, you don't want for Saigon Heat, is you play good defense for 23 seconds and it just let it go on the last one.
Young going inside to White. Oh, the putback is good for Sam Thompson.
Trading baskets now, Alab Pilipinas and Saigon Heat.
Saigon Heat, they need to make some stops here. Alab Pilipinas is up to 50 points here with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining before halftime. Vigil, fake, step, fire, bounce is good.
That's quality minutes for Louis Vigil. Scored a couple earlier and getting that lucky bounce inside.
Now there's a foul on the seal as Rangel. This time around, he had the disadvantage on Malcolm White.
So far, so good for Alab Pilipinas. It's not just Nick King.
Oh, there's Ryan Reyes and his family. Of course, Ryan Reyes, one of the known Philippine basketball players here in the country. So Malcolm White is slowly coming alive as we get to see, of course, Mr. Aris Di Maunahan at the sideline as well, supporting his daughter Christiana with her debut here in the ABL as our courtside reporter.
Well, Coach Aris is an assistant for Coach Patrick Aquino with the NU Lady Bulldogs.
Nick King finding himself inside, scoring once again. Defense still having a hard time for Saigon Heat.
And coincidentally, Christiana is a member of the NU Lady Bulldogs.
Timeout here, 47 seconds remaining, 54-36.
And an opportunity for them to balloon this lead further. Start with this baseline inbound. Again, what I keep on saying with the baseline inbound is you have to be able to execute inside, get good picks, and use good screens to be able to execute.
Rangel at the baseline will not score. Good hustle by Louis Vigil. There's a 7-second differential on the shot clock and game clock. Tyshawn Taylor, he has the handle against that zone of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Taylor showing us the moves. They go to Nguyen, leaning right, pass inside. That's a tough angle.
9 seconds to shoot for Alab Pilipinas, and they have the luxury to call this timeout to design a play and to be able to get a good shot coming in to halftime.
Back with our smile cam. There you see the beautiful faces once again here in the Santa Rosa Sports Complex. 9.6 seconds remaining before halftime. The last play being drawn up by Coach Jimmy Alapag for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Up by 20 points after a fantastic start. Come on, people. Look at the screens and give us those smiles. Finally. There you go.
And the one in red earlier, that was actually the wife of Jordan Heading. Pursuing a volleyball career here in the Philippines.
Very avid supporter, of course, of her husband. There's Jordan Heading with the basketball. 7 seconds remaining before halftime. Jason Brickman looking to score here. The pass onto Heading. What a play. And the rejection by Durker. So no more basket. The last chance for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. It's a 20-point ball game, though. A fantastic start for the white shirts.
Well, that was actually a great play, a misdirection, a cross-court pass for Jordan Heading, but Durker was there to block that shot. And the previous sequence, that was the first three of the ball game by Saigon Heat, and Samuel De Guarda playing stellar this first half, just very efficient down low and getting it done for Alab Pilipinas.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas had a great first quarter. Sam De Guarda just adding to the fire in the second. Malcolm White and company looking for answers. That guy, Sam Thompson, has done everything for the Saigon Heat. Just short here by 20 points. That is the huge lead built up by Louis Vigil and company. 56-36 at halftime. It's halftime here in the Santa Rosa Sports Complex. Laguna, Philippines for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And the Saigon Heat, the home team, up by 20 big points at the half, dominating in almost every statistic. And we get to see some highlights. Sam Thompson, the only bright side of the Saigon Heat, scoring 17 points. But that guy, Sam De Guarda, just too much inside for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. De Guarda scored 12 points. And there's some highlight as well from Tyshawn Taylor, who had 7 in the first half. Nick King on the other end, 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. An overall performance for the home squad. But this team started off very hot. Lawrence Domingo was the energy guy from the get-go. 5 out of 5 from the field on 11 points. Everyone who has been implemented on the floor has scored for Coach Jimmy Alapag in Alab Pilipinas.
You're right, Mix dominating every statistic. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas getting 29 rebounds only compared to 17 by the Saigon Heat, and also +6 in assists is Alab Pilipinas. Credit that because of their ball movement. Jason Brickman already with 4 assists in the first half. Also 3 players in double figures for Alab Pilipinas. Lawrence Domingo with 11, Jason Brickman with 10, and Sam De Guarda with 12. Meanwhile, for the Saigon Heat, only 1 player scoring in double figures. That is Sam Thompson, only make that with 17 points. And just for Malcolm White and Tyshawn Taylor, only rather with 7 points apiece. As we can see the halftime stats, 36-16. That is a big stat for Alab Pilipinas, scoring down low inside. Credit that, of course, to Sam De Guarda. Also shooting the ball better for Alab Pilipinas. 24 made shots. That is equal to 55% shooting. That is a high number if you're playing, of course, in professional competitive basketball. 50%, anything above 50% is a high number for any team, especially shooting from all ends of the court.
Since the first quarter, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas already shot the ball 55% from the field. So there you see the efficiency and the consistency as well from the home squad. Can they hold on to the lead? That is the question. We'll take a break once again. When we come back, third quarter between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat.
You know, an automatic result if you play good in the first half. You will sustain it in the end. It has to be a constant work, constant effort to maintain that momentum and maintain that lead. And sometimes makes it's even harder to maintain the momentum to actually get it compared to actually getting it. And now for the second half, there is a test of character for Alab Pilipinas to actually close out games because of their continued maturity And if you get to be able to close out games, you know, especially with high pressure, that is where you actually become better teams, especially towards the end of the regular season.
Back to our starters in the third quarter. This is Mix Gomez alongside Mix Bustos and Cristiano Di Maunahan at your service. Good turnaround jump shot from the big guy, Malcolm White.
Great turnaround by Malcolm White. Actually not afraid of Sam Deguara. That's why he fell away for that jump shot.
33 out of the 38 points of the Saigon Heat have come from their world imports. Brickman driving. Pass. Intercepted. Red shirts are running. Tyshawn. Good feed onto Malcolm White.
And again, that is a disadvantage. If Sam Deguara is inside, not to discredit his presence, but at the same time, Saigon Heat is using their speed, getting stops like that, and running in transition.
Here they come. Tyshawn Taylor kicking it out. Tamped in. That's a huge shot, but he misses. Lawrence Domingo running the floor now. Spinning. Domingo, perfect in the field in the first half. Missing, but Nick King was there. 58-40, Alab Pilipinas with the lead. 8 minutes and 42. Tyshawn Taylor once again with the basketball. Tamped in. Handoff onto Sam Thompson. 17 in the first half. No bounce for him. It ends up with Lawrence Domingo.
The thing is, Sam Thompson has to get some help, especially from Tyshawn Taylor.
Tyshawn Taylor with 7 in his own in the first half. A miss on Domingo. Taylor passing on to Thompson with a hammer.
That is it. That is result of great defense resulting in great transition offense. They're getting the job done first on defense, and at the same time they are using their speed to be able to convert. And that is a 6-2 run by the Saigon Heat.
Saigon Heat have come out after the first half, and they are looking good here in the third quarter, especially that guy, Sam Thompson, jamming it in off the good feed. Tyshawn Taylor.
That is the 6th assist by Tyshawn Taylor. And the combo guard that he is, we need, if you are Saigon Heat, we need to be able to see some point production from Tyshawn Taylor right now. Because he's a guard, the offense starts from him. If he doesn't be able to feed it to his teammates, he has to take matters into his own hands.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, their lead is down to 16 here. Have to be careful. They don't want the replay of what happened 2 weeks ago. Jordan Heading looking to answer back for the white shirts. Nick King handoff to Brickman. Screen up top by Deguara. Jason, alley-oop. Nick King inside, losing space.
And that is Coach Jimmy's version.
There's a signal of a foul on the other referee. So there's going to be a call reversal here.
Foul on number 1, Sam Thompson.
So it's going to be called on Thompson. As I was saying, Migs, that is Coach Jimmy's version of a dribble drive offense. Misdirecting the defense to be able to create switches and mismatches, especially with Jason Brickman. If he's up against a bigger guy, he can use his speed and quickness to be able to create some shots.
Here's Nick King, who delivers from downtown.
And they like that cross-court pass for their shooters.
Tyshawn Taylor on the other end, as quick as he can come, he will miss. He is 19. King, Brickman heading for 3, short. Still hasn't found the shot. Jordan Heading. Pass inside. Malcolm White. Size advantage. That's a charge.
Arguable offensive foul by Malcolm White. Actually, Jason Brickman used his smarts to be able to avoid him here. As you can see, the spin, he actually moved to be able to draw that offensive foul. And what the referee saw was the elbow up top. That's why he was called for that turnover.
You saw the reaction on Malcolm White. Was so unhappy with that call. Nick King trying to get that put back, and it's good.
And Nick King using all his might for second chance points. 12 second chance points already for Alab Pilipinas.
Nick King continuing with his point production after scoring 8 in the first half. Malcolm White pounding his way through. Tough shot against a taller Sam Deguara. King in and out. Feed intercepted. Thompson is running one guy to beat. Sam Thompson banks it in. And that lets us go to our courtside reporter, Sienna Di Maunahan.
Leading scorer Nick King expected everybody to step up tonight, and his teammates are surely living up to that. Samuel Deguara, who was locked down well last game, is now doing good business in the paint. Louis Vigil is doing his role well, especially with Jeremiah Gray on the bench with a sprained ankle. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is playing their best amidst the current dilemma of Brownlee's uncertainty to push through. The team is lording the game, ending the first half with a 20-point lead. Nonetheless, everyone is still on their toes to finally meet San Miguel Alab Pilipinas' third import. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Christiana, for that report. Get to see the replay, the hustle of Thompson and King. Makes it going to be very interesting to see Alab Pilipinas now without Justin Brownlee and even Jeremiah Gray, but certainly a good chance for the others to step up.
Actually, there is a great effect for Nick King because the production, the minutes is heavily on him. And what you want for your imports is to empower them, especially with the new rule now for ABL. You have 3 world imports, so you have to be able to balance, you know, keeping your imports happy. And now for Justin Brownlee still out, Nick King has that sole responsibility of lifting his team. And so far so good. They have a 19-point lead.
Started this quarter up by 20. Such a slight scare from the Vietnamese squad, but Alab Pilipinas answering back, heading with a miss. Deguara with all the height in the world, he gets the foul.
That was actually one of the smartest plays. If you're going to defend Sam Deguara, you just have to foul him before he is able to get down a shot.
Once again, Sam Deguara is the tallest man in Italy and in Malta, taking his talents here in the ASEAN Basketball League and getting the foul off of Justin Young.
Now is number 4 for the Saigon Heat. That is a Kwang Vin Nguyen. And if you're the defense, you can just foul him down low and make him earn his points from the free throw line.
Here you see Jeremiah Gray with that ankle injury. It'll be interesting to see if we're also going to see Andre Karakot and Aaron Aban in action later on. Sam Deguara making the second free throw. The lead is back to 20.
Playing zone again. I'll check that. It's a man-to-man defense by Alab Pilipinas.
Tyshawn Taylor onto Sam Thompson. Imports working together. Tyshawn fires and misses. Here comes Jordan Heading. They go to Brickman at the left side, asking for a pick. Jason. Baseline. Now King. What a feed onto Deguara. What a move, and he backs it in for 2.
Sometimes he just can't do anything. You throw everything at Deguara, but he just finds a way to get that basketball in. We can see this mix. Nick King actually had great intentions. He was supposed to drive it, but then he saw the big tower inside. And that is a better shot, better percentage for Sam Deguara. Nick King already with 15, 12, and 7 assists.
Almost a triple-double for Mr. King. 15 points for Sam Deguara. Make that 16. Has been very effective since the second quarter. Justin Young. They go to Malcolm White, trailing. Oh, he's skies high, and he puts it in for 2.
One of the keys for Alab Pilipinas on defensive end is they can deny Sam Thompson and let others score. because clearly he's been the #1 focal point of offense. Just pick your poison.
On the other end, Malcolm White just asking for a travel, but the 3-second violation is called against Sam Deguara.
Well, nonetheless, as Macau White with a strong move inside, you can pick the others just to score and take out the #1 scoring option.
There's Sam Thompson giving it back to Taylor. He's met by Lawrence Domingo. Thompson down the middle, kick out. Justin Young for 3, no. Alab Pilipinas is running once again. Brickman using the pick, Jason, and that's an offensive foul.
Moving screen.
Offensive foul on number 21, Sam Deguara.
This is the replay as Deguara was caught on that pick. Good defense by Vincent Muen. Chadi Rangel checking back in to replace Big Sam.
That was a clear offensive foul by Sam Deguara. His feet and body were not set. That's why he was called for an offensive foul. And Rangel playing quality minutes today.
Taylor getting the foul on the drive.
And there was a push called off the ball. And Louis Vigil, Chadi Rangel playing quality minutes for Coach Jimmy Alapag. Just doing their roles, defending well is Chadi Rangel, containing the big man. And Vigil already with 8 points.
Rangel looking to deny that baseline, but the putback is good for the Saigon Heat. Sam Thompson with the honors. Heat is 19 here. Lawrence Domingo onto Louis Vigil. Domingo's asking for it. They go to King. 10 seconds. Brickman, fake, drive, kick. Nick King has 4 seconds. He pulls up, that's short. One more try here. Basket and one.
He's so motivated. He is a man on a mission. That is what you want for a scorer. Not only, to take up shots, but also to hustle on the other end. And this jam by Sam Thompson. Back-to-back big jams for him. There was also a putback after that. And then Nick King, you can see it, Migs. Every time he misses a shot, he wants to go for his own rebound. And that is the hustle that what you want. Added assets for your import.
That's what we say. The player who knows where the ball is going is the shooter himself.
Yep.
70-48. Alab Pilipinas just taking good care of their lead.
One of the biggest leads in this ball game at 22.
Tyshawn Taylor against that zone. Malcolm White now. We go to the baseline. When feed at the last second, and there's a foul on the floor.
Now shifting to a zone defense is Alab Pilipinas. Just letting the shooter shoot.
First personal foul, third team foul.
It's going to be a baseline, or make that sideline inbound
14 seconds on the
for
shot
the
clock.
Saigon Heat. It's great to see, Migs, that Chadi Rangel is getting minutes, because at the start of the season, Coach Jimmy Alapag opted to go with the smaller lineup of Rosa and Domingo at the backup.
But also, it is a game of matchups. Perhaps what Coach Jimmy saw in practice, that Rangel and Vigil will be able to match up against their defenders for this game.
Good block right there by Alab Pilipinas on Durker. Nick King looking to operate once again. Too strong though on the shot. Durker bringing down that basketball. Chris Durker bumping through. Missing on it. Jason Brickman will bring it down. 3 minutes in the third. Jason still has it. Splitting the D. Bounce pass to King. Reverse layup is good.
And that is a tale of two stories for Alab Pilipinas now. They are very aggressive on offense. At the same time, you cannot say the same on defense for the Saigon Heat. They're just letting the ball pass through. Not really, converting on extra hustles on defense.
Sam Thompson scoring at the baseline. The top scorer for the Saigon Heat, doing everything for their squad. Lead is 22. Brickman slicing through once again. There's that bounce pass, but Rangel goes down.
Well, Offensive foul, an elbow above the shoulder. I believe he was hit in the throat.
This is the replay of Nick King following his shot after the miss. Great aggression right there from the world import. And then the cut. First layup is good for the lefty.
Contrary to what we saw, that was actually a foul against Rangel. And it will be... I'll check that.
Malcolm White.
Malcolm White, yes.
Called for the foul. His third in the ball game.
There's actually some confusion on that end.
Even Malcolm White was confused.
Yep.
So it will be free throws for Chadi Rangel.
Free throws for Chadi Rangel.
Chadi Rangel, of course, came from the Sal Green Hills, Hope Christian High School, and then recently just finished his stint with National University.
It will be crucial now for Alab Pilipinas to be able to take advantage because Saigon Heat is already at the penalty. And they can attack the baskets, force Saigon Heat to foul.
Almost a turnover, not completed. Good save by Nguyen. Here's Vincent Nguyen driving at the right, no contact. And Chadi Rangel just running out of space on the rebound.
And Malcolm White is livid on the bench.
14 seconds.
Baseline inbound. Taylor looking for a teammate. There's Sam Thompson. Thompson with a 1-2. Beautiful move inside.
Wow, he traveled all the way from Philippines to Europe with that Euro step.
That was tough against the big body of Nick King. Heading onto Rangel, looking for Nick King now. Shot clock at 10. Rosa trying to seal, and there's a whistle.
You can see this again, Migs. Sam Thompson with a quick first step to the left, making Nick King commit to one side, and he knows that he had that space in the middle to be able to adjust and operate for that layup.
Sam Thompson is up to 27 points in this ball game after scoring 17 in the first half. That guy, Malcolm White, still frustrated at the bench.
That's been a highly physical ball game, battling against Nick King, Sam DeGuara.
Here's Quatran, open for three. That's good.
There you go.
We've been looking for those talents of Vietnam.
Slowly but surely.
Jordan Heading splitting the defense, losing the handle. Louis Vigil on the recovery, yelling at Rangel, who finally gets the basketball. Rosser feed, Heading backs it in.
Hard-earned 2 points by Jordan Heading. Scored 26 last game. Hasn't made a three-point field goal today.
Tough move by Sam Thompson, just doing everything right now for the Saigon Heat.
You can see this again. Jordan Heading actually caused a turnover, but Louis Vigil hustled for that basketball. It's like a drill that you run in practice. Rangel to Rosser to Heading, no dribble, like a three-man weave you run in training.
Beautiful to see from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Sam Thompson back at the line. First free throw is a miss. You know, this game has taken a toll on Sam Thompson, Migs. He has done a lot.
Done a lot. Offensively, defensively, the scoring load is purely on him.
Second free throw is good. Lead is still at 19 for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. The home team looking for win number 10. Saigon Heat looking for win number 4. Durker is fighting for that ball, and now Rangel adding to the fire as some words were being exchanged.
Well, actually, it dates back to history in the second quarter. Rangel and Durker were actually colliding a while ago. And from my impression, Migs, Durker is, he's a physical player. inside, he will really bump with you. He'll really get physical with you, and perhaps that costs some frustration for Chadi Rangel. And Jordan Heading on this one.
They got the basketball. Durker, he swung, and then Heading had some words for him. Forearms were exchanged then. And of course, we're gonna hear it from the crowd.
Well, better job by Alab Pilipinas and Saigon Heat players to actually not this escalate. Cooler heads prevailed. And I believe Jordan Heading was upset because he took a swing, took the ball right away with a snap, and the Heading did not appreciate that. And with a shove by Durker to Heading.
So Durker will proceed to the free throw line as the whistle will be called against Rangel. That's 4 fouls on Chadi. I mean, Jordan Heading was just smiling at the play, and then Rangel came in.
But if you're going to get something good out of that from quote-unquote Rangel's aggression is he wants to win. He's a competitor, and he's physical. He's highly physical. He wants to get it there, wants to get it done defensively. That is what you want, keeping that energy up.
Here's Durker missing on the free throws, hearing it from the crowd. But Vietnam will have possession here, the Saigon Heat. Track 1 will inbound. Here's Taylor onto Durker, attacking Chris Durker. Tough shot right there. Good contest by Lawrence Domingo. And here comes Jordan Heading. Heading with a 1-2, asking for the foul, but they will still have the basketball.
And Coach Jimmy telling Jordan just to relax, not to get frustrated, or in Filipino, wag mong ipilit. Don't force the issue. That has been the case for Jordan Heading, at least for the last 3 possessions. At least they have the luxury of this big lead that the Coach Jimmy will be able to test Jordan Heading at the point guard spot. Because it's only been Jason Brickman and Heading playing the one spot today.
You haven't seen Andre Caraco, the third stringer, in the point guard spot for Coach Jimmy. Louis Vigil escapes. Ooh, it bounces out. But I think there's going to be a goaltend here. Oh no. Oh, it's offensive basket interference.
You can see this Vigil with a fake. And Rosa, yes, he touched the net. A clear violation by Alab.
There's Taylor attacking, blocked inside. Good defense by the white shirts. Louis Vigil against 3 players of the Saigon Heat, and that's going to be a jump ball.
Getting scrappy, but that is what you want for Saigon Heat, is to get aggressive, to actually dive and hustle for those loose balls.
Here you see them, the red shirts scrambling. And of course, because they have the arrow pointing to them, they have the possession now. 14 seconds before the end of the third. Tyshawn Taylor on to Quatran. That's an offensive foul.
Clear offensive foul.
Offensive foul on number 1, Sam Thompson.
Arguments there.
That's his second.
There was clear contact. That is why Heading went down. But that is great intentions by Tyshawn Taylor, actually setting up his shooters, his local players, to be able to get down some shots.
5 seconds remaining here before the end of the third. Jordan Heading onto Canuelas Roser. He will not beat the buzzer. And that's going to do it for our third quarter action. Saigon Heat started off very well, but there was a quick answer from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Sam Thompson and company only winning the third by 1.
At the same time, Nick King, Sam Deguara keeping the pressure up against the Saigon Heat. They stayed aggressive. They kept on attacking the baskets. Actually, Alab Pilipinas did not settle for the threes all game long, even though they can shoot it from the outside with King and Heading. Louis Vigil, Chadi Rangel has been doing the damage off the bench and keeping that energy up and that momentum up for Alab Pilipinas.
In the third quarter, the score 75-56. Are we going to see Justin Brownlee? That's one of the questions. Jeremiah Gray, of course, the update on his injury as well in the next days. Find out on the social media accounts shown on your screen. Here we have our quarter scoring.
It has been the first half of Alab Pilipinas That big second quarter blast, 31-19. That is what actually gave them a great separation coming into the third quarter. They've been doing their damage all game long.
All right, fourth quarter action here. Mix Gomez, Mix Bustos, and Cristiana Di Maunahan at your service on the broadcast team. Domingo bounces onto Rosa. That's a three.
Unselfishness resulted in that great basket by Alab Pilipinas, finding Rosa at the open block for the three.
Brandon Rosa was definitely built on his confidence here in the ABL. Good to see him back. Hook shot is good for Mr. Wiggle Cuatran.
Coach Jimmy is still okay with the zone defense. Not much shooters though for the Saigon Heat. So they can actually block the lanes inside and force Saigon Heat to take threes, low percentage shots.
Inside for Alab Pilipinas, no bounce for Ganuelas Roser. Here's Cuatran. Remember, the fourth quarter was the one that proved effective for Saigon Heat in the previous match. And here he is once again, Cuatran with the floater.
Deja vu, back-to-back floaters for Cuatran.
Saigon Heat were able to trim the lead down to 4 points in the fourth quarter in their previous match 2 weeks ago here in Santa Rosa. Jordan heading, Chadi Rangel, the connection, no good. Third try, fourth try, almost a fifth one, but finally a foul is called.
Just couldn't get it through is Brandon Rosser. Lucky break for them, they got the foul.
Cuatran, there you see it. Deja vu, as Mix mentioned, twice in the same move by Mr. Wiggle, known in Vietnam for that nickname. You can't even see that the highlight was actually different.
Yeah, same spot, same move, same result.
Lead is 18, Rosser at the line, he makes the first. Also one of the energy guys coming off the bench.
Sam DeGuara is in. Now Brickman is in for heading for more stability in that point guard slot.
Go back with the Saigon Heat. Thompson, Taylor with Nguyen Tran. And inside they have Wale. Oh! Almost a highlight for Thompson. And he's hacked on the second one by Rosser.
Wow, that is a great finish by Sam Thompson. But then Brandon Rosser was there. Great show of sportsmanship. He just had to foul Sam Thompson to be able to avoid a putback.
Could have been a big hammer for the Saigon Heat. Look at that, the elevation. Just short on the dunk. And then the contest by Rosser at the last second. The two hugged it out after the play. Thompson right now flirting on 13 points. He's up to 28 in this evening.
It turned out to be a quote-unquote good foul after all, making Thompson earn his points from the line, missing the first.
Sam Thompson 2 weeks ago against Alab Pilipinas, a career high 32 points. Just 4 points shy of it today. Unfortunately, missing on the free throws.
Missing on the free throws and more importantly, not getting an easy basket.
Brickman on to Vigil. Deguara looking for the post up against Sam Thompson. That's 3 in the key once again.
I believe that is the third time Sam Deguara was whistled for a 3-second violation.
We go back with the Saigon Heat. Thompson now playing as a big man. Cuatran, cross court, Nguyen, set, fire, miss. Oh, good rebound by Cuatran.
6 points this quarter. So Alab Pilipinas must not relax because locals are stepping up.
Somehow Cuatran just keeps on playing very well in fourth quarters.
Yep.
Vigil looking for a teammate. Domingo now. Go to Rosser. At the right side, Brandon. Brickman open, fake. 4 seconds. Lawrence Domingo has to operate. He fires and scores.
Not known for his perimeter shooting, but gets it right in time.
On the other end, Quatran, he's back at it again.
Wow! Quatran just stepping up 9 points in this fourth quarter.
And Mr. Wiggle is showing us his talents here in Santa Rosa.
Just coming to life is Quatran.
Lead is 17. The Guara kicking it out. Rosa onto Louis at the corner. No! Rebound to Thompson. And here come the Saigon Heat, giving us a scare, but Brickman was there. Counter run, Jason Brickman. Oh, they go to De Guara, and he puts it home.
That is the equalizer. Jason Brickman, credit that steal, clean steal of Thompson's hands and running the break, eventually to Sam De Guara for the flush.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas working on both ends of the floor. Lead is 19, 84 to 65. Six minutes and 34 remaining in the basketball game here in Santa Rosa. Kiss cam once again. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Oh, Ryan Reyes, can you give us a kiss? Oh, there you go.
There you go. One out of 5 today.
Can we
First
make it
kiss.
Can we make it 2 out of 6? Come on.
For a shout out to our crew, ABS-CBN Sports Crew, Virtual Playground, Direct Abit Ramos.
Oh, there you go. So that's
2 out of 7.
Just a shade under 33%. Come on, guys. We have to do better here.
Do better here, and just getting the crowd hyped up.
In the spirit of post-Valentine's.
But still, the crowd of Santa Rosa enjoying a 19-point lead. As you mentioned, this was what happened in their game 2 weeks ago. Was the Saigon Heat made a run. Now it is a test of character for Alab Pilipinas to actually not let that happen again.
And Quatran is slowly catching fire. Gives it to Tyshawn Taylor. Now Sam Thompson all day. Way too easy. Now he's up to 31 points.
16-point lead now on the full court press.
Nick King inside with De Guara alongside Brickman, Domingo, and Vigil. We have a report coming in from Cristiana Di Maunahan.
Sam Thompson struggles to carry the Saigon Heat, but his relentless effort to do so is undeniable. Nick King is exemplifying an all-around performance tonight. He facilitated the spread of Alab's production by making everybody involved on offense. Each time he needs to score, he does so tremendously. His incredible leadership continues to boost the team's confidence in all aspects of the game. This is now a test of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas' consistency as they try to avoid a repeat of their last game against this team. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Cristiana, for that report. There you go. That has been the story all day long. This is the same game 2 weeks back in the same venue. And of course, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas avoiding the same outcome in the fourth quarter where they were given a great scare. The Guara with a good effort. It will stay with the white shirts, up by 17, 5 minutes and 52 in the fourth. Baseline inbound here for Louis Vigil. He goes to Brickman. Inside, Big Sam De Guara. He puts it in.
That is automatic. Jason Brickman recognizing that Sam De Guara has a big mismatch. That's why the only option is to go to Big Sam.
Boy, that height advantage is just a lot right now. Disparity is so big for Big Sam. Brickman bringing down that basketball. Taking good controls. De Guara back at it again.
There we go. One of the keys to the game is to control the tempo. And even though Saigon Heat is making a run, Alab Pilipinas is always countering a run of their own.
22 big points for Big Sam De Guara. Feed inside, Thompson. Oh, basket and one for him.
That is okay. That is something that you can live with as long as you stay aggressive and catch up on defense right away.
This is the replay. Jason Brickman finding his big guy with all the height advantage in the world, who jams it in for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Take a look at it once again. It's so nice. You have to see it twice.
What I like about Jason Brickman is even his hands have eyes. Even though he's not looking directly at his teammate, but he just knows where and when to pass it.
Best guy in the league in terms of assists per ball game. By the way, Sam Thompson has achieved a new career high here in the ABL, 34 points in the ball game.
So far, so good for Alab Pilipinas. Now for the Saigon Heat to be able to get back to this game is just still run the tempo. Especially when Sam Deguara is in. They have to keep on pushing, they have to keep on running and actually move the ball, because players other than Sam Thompson, Quatran is actually making a living in this fourth.
Oh, Lawrence Domingo coming alive here, converting on the mid-range.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Lawrence Domingo has not missed a field goal attempt today.
Oh, he missed actually in the third quarter, but in the first half, he was perfect.
Yes. So thank you for that. But still, you know, a great show of percentages for Lawrence Domingo.
Certainly making the most out of his start. Nick King with a height advantage as well. They go to Louis Vigil, too strong. Rebound Deguara. Here he goes, one more time. That's 2+1. Oh no, it's gonna be 2 free throws.
So I believe he was fouled right before he put that basket in. The Sam Deguara. Great show of fundamentals. He was fouled right there before that shot. The first one, the first attempt.
Just looks like he's playing with it. So tall. 7'6". First free throw is good.
At the same time, for all of the big men out there who have a clear height advantage, just gotta play it simple. Gotta know when to time those rebounds. Gotta know the time when, how to seal. And actually, you know, good attempts at the right pace at the right time.
Justin Young back in the ball game with 4 fouls. That goes off the foot of Lawrence Domingo. The Saigon Heat, they've been trying so hard here. Unfortunately, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, they have found the answers at the right time.
That is Sam Deguara all game long.
Quatran leaning in, using the left hand this time around.
Where has this guy been? You know, in the first 3 quarters when he was on the floor, it's like he was a non-factor. But during the start of the fourth, now he has 11 points.
Maybe he wants his nickname to be Mr. Clutch.
Maybe, Mr. Fourth Quarter.
Yeah. Jordan Heading. Finally, he delivers from downtown.
First triple of the ball game by Jordan Heading.
That's 7 points in the ball game for Mr. Heading. 22 points. That's the lead. Sam Thompson now leaning in. Rebound Domingo. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas taking good control. Domingo inside. Big Sam once again taking his time. And that's tapped away.
I actually heard a slap, but it wasn't called.
Now we're going to hear Sam Deguara's monstrous voice as we take a look at Quatran. This time going to the left against Sam Deguara.
It's like he just pushed the button as Jordan Heading makes this open 3-point basket. Quatran is activated this fourth quarter.
And he will go to the line after contesting Deguara on the play.
Well, for local context, for the ones who follow Philippine collegiate basketball, Quatran reminds me of Juan Gomez de Leaño.
With the hair?
With the hair.
How about the moves?
About the moves, well, yes, similar. They play the guard position also. Has shooting, can penetrate. Not sure about the shimmy.
One does a lot of step backs, as we know. By the way, he's playing for Gilas Pilipinas right now. 95-73, our score. 3 minutes and 9 remaining in the basketball game. 3 minutes and change remaining in the basketball game. We have our pa-cute camera right there. Give us your smiles and whatever gestures you may want to do.
Korean hearts. And, especially now in the Philippines, what is trending is Crash Landing on You.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, I've yet to watch it though. Yeah, that's shown on Netflix.
It's nice to see those kids present here in Santa Rosa. Some are somewhat shy. Some like the camera on them though.
Some are naturals. That looks like this comfortable 22-point lead for Alab Pilipinas. They may rise to 10 wins and get solo second place. 2 games behind the Mono Vampire was already at 12 wins. The teams have 24 games. And each team has already maybe around 8 to 9 games left. Still a long season for the ones who want to solidify a spot in the Final Four. But they still have time to do so.
Of course, home court advantage also at stake in the playoffs. Right now, the 2 world imports are not in the ball game anymore for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They have Jordan Herring, Lawrence Domingo, Jason Brickman with Chadi Rangel and Brandon Rosa. Try to go inside. Good spin by Domingo.
He's been very efficient today, is Lawrence Domingo. Perhaps it's a good sign that you get to start him so he can operate right away.
Oh, Domingo goes down. That is very unfortunate. A roll on the ankle. And that's bad because Jeremiah Gray just sprained his ankle as well. And Domingo has been playing very well tonight.
Well, I kind of saw it. Before he fell, he was kind of off-balanced. He was not established and perhaps he stepped on the foot, but hopefully this is not a hard fall. As you can see this, he actually stepped on the foot of Chadi Rangel. Good thing he can walk. I think it's a good time to retire today, but hopefully it won't really hurt that bad because health is definitely an issue for Alab Pilipinas.
Domingo also signaled to his coaching staff that he's going to take a rest. But he's going to get a good hand. And there you go. Do celebrate with the crowd, Lawrence Domingo. 4 years of loyalty with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Jason Brickman. Louis Vigil actually replaced Domingo. Now he has the basketball. Louis. That pick. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan heading now. Jordan spinning his way through. Tough move. And it will go to the red shirts.
So one thing now for Alab Pilipinas, even though you have this big lead, you must not stop playing. Still remain aggressive. Don't settle for safe shots. And if you can keep on attacking, just keep on attacking for Alab.
On the other end, there's a whistle as Nguyen steps out of bounds. That's Nguyen Tuanan, a Canadian actually, who plays for the Saigon Heat, 6'1" guard. First time here in the basketball game in the 4th quarter.
Well, now it's safe to say that Alab Pilipinas will rise to 10 wins and Saigon Heat will slip to 3-11. But no, this is of course, a national issue, a global issue. Despite the COVID-19 scare, there's still no definite dates yet on when Alab Pilipinas will play or even the ABL games will resume. For some teams, what's on the schedule on March 1 is Saigon Heat. They will play the Saigon Heat again at Vietnam. And a home game for Alab Pilipinas against the Hong Kong Eastern. But still, there are no definite games yet. It's again Tran, wow, for 3.
Once again, he converts. That's Tran in the 4th quarter. 15 in the 4th quarter with a total of 18 in the game. And to your point, Migs, of course, everyone stay tuned with our social media accounts for the latest news and updates in the ASEAN Basketball League, for the schedule. Justin Brownlee with his return here in the ABL as well. Let's get to see what's going to happen.
But then again, still safety first. No. Just wishing the world well, actually, for people to be healthy, to be safe. And just praying for good health for everybody, especially for the players of the ABL. Players, team, staff, everybody responsible for the ASEAN Basketball League.
Lead is 20 here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 45 seconds remaining. Just waiting for the final score as Timwell will miss inside. So all night long it has been the story of Sam Thompson versus San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, who have pounded the paint. Sam De Guara and company, they have controlled it. And they avoid what happened 2 weeks ago where the Saigon Heat was able to provide a scare, trimming the lead down to 4 points in the fourth quarter. 15 seconds remaining here.
So these guys, Louis Vigil, Chadi Rangel has been, productive for Coach Jimmy Alapag. And also Brandon Rosa providing some intensity and energy on defense. And just made life easier, for the starters in Jason Brickman, Nick King, and Sam De Guara.
All right, so Saigon Heat will run down the clock. Congratulations to San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. A 20-point victory. This is win number 10 for Coach Jimmy Alapag. They bounce back after the loss against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. On the other end, Saigon Heat. We have back-to-back losses for them, both against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and both here at the Santa Rosa Sports Complex.
Well, great game overall by Alab Pilipinas. It started because of their unselfishness. They moved the ball well. They didn't settle for one-and-done possessions. They looked for the better shots. They were actually now playing better as a team and trusting each other. And the result, great win, 20-point win by Alab Pilipinas.
All right, there you see it. Coach Jimmy Alapag do celebrate with the crowd. We'll take a break first. When we come back, we'll wrap things up for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Saigon Heat. Final score for Saigon Heat and San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 99-79 in favor of the home squad. Pure dominance in the paint by Sam De Guara and company today for the
Go right there, another block by Delvin.
Wide open is Regulish. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.